I will get that corrected. But we're back. Peace and chaos. Welcome back to the Noggins and Fangs. Y'all see I got my dear brother with me. I got my brother Dreamwise for this excellent video honoring Bobby Hemmitt, our master teacher. It's his birthday today, and we want to pay regards to him. How are you, Dreamwise?
I say, I'm good. It sounded like you had that Andre 3000 flute music in the beginning of that thing.
Yeah, I like to promote some spiritual artists, at the beginning of my videos, like people that nobody heard. I like to do that.
Right. Okay. That wasn't AI, huh?
No, that was no AI.
Okay. Just trying to make sure you know what it be, because that AI music has been coming in heavy into the fold. And if it's too perfect, then there's a problem there. You feel me? You're like, dang, that's too perfect. And some of them boys that you just played was dropping. So shout out to them. And the goddess that you put on.
Yeah. I share their names, everyone. So make sure you see their names. Of course, I got to put it back in because it was something happened, malfunction at the beginning. But I'm gonna put the video back in, and y'all go and follow their YouTube and follow their Apple Music. Anybody bringing higher tonalities in these demiurge times, I like to support them, put them out there, and shout them out. But yes, my brother, we're here because it's Bobby Hemmitt's birthday.
I say.
His solar return. Somebody said happy physical. I never heard that one before.
I seen that too. Oh, that was Tanisha, the goddess. Yeah, I think she said, was that her that said that? It was somebody that said happy physical, and I was like, damn, that's new.
Yeah, I never heard that one. But happy physical. I guess we could use that just for the show or whatnot.
Right.
But
Bobby, in Bobby's case, happy metaphysical. Shit.
Right, exactly. The metaphysical God.
Yeah.
But Bobby Hemmitt, of course, without him, I would have never ever started a podcast, started lecturing, doing everything that I do. He's the inspiration and at the forefront of everything. I mention him every video, of course. And as well as the other master teachers, Phil Valentine's, Joseph Ben Yakinen, John Henry Clark, so many others. Brother Panic, I didn't get to do an honoring show for him as well. But shout out to Panic, who's an ancestor now. I call him the God of Stories. So very much so, we want to give recognition to him. But my question to you, Dreamwise, how did you come into like Bobby Hemmitt? And by the way, before I ask Dreamwise's question, at the end of the show, I'm going to share the link. And if anyone wants to come up and share their thoughts about their Bobby Hemmitt experience, I'm going to allow for you guys to do that. But Dreamwise, like, how did you come into Bobby Hemmitt? Can you remember the first time you heard a video, or how impactful a video may have been to change your life or whatever you were in when you were in your Matrix mode before you woke up to your God mode?
Yeah, I did. I do remember. And shout out to Bobby, the great Bobby. And I want to just appreciate you too, Oni, for having me on. It's always a beautiful thing when we come together and build, especially for the God's birthday. How old do you think Bobby is now? 70? He probably 70.
Is he 70? He could be. He should be. If not 70,
I feel like he hit that 70. You know what I'm saying?
Big 7.
I don't know, man. Damn. I wish we could find that number out, because that number is going to be a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Ali might know. Ali will definitely tell us if he's in the chat. Definitely, Ali, just let us know how old your brother is.
Right. Yeah. Ali, let us know.
But yeah,
It says 62. It said about 62.
Who said that? 62.
Yeah, Cosmic says 62.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. Like, well, it was around my
maybe,
mom.
Maybe
that might be right.
Might be because Panic was 55 when he transitioned, and that was what, 2 years ago. So he would have been 57. And when I was building with Panic, he told me that, nigga, these motherfuckers talking about Bobby and shit. Nigga, that nigga just 3 years older than me.
There you go.
So he got to be 6. So he might be. Damn, 60 is young.
Yeah, I mean, he went to college with my mom, and my mom is around 61, so that's right. That
Oh
shit is
wow, that's
right
crazy.
on.
Okay, so shout
Yeah,
out to the God. Shout out to the God.
yeah.
Anyway, I had came into Bobby through one of my college friends. I had torn my ACL in a basketball game, and in torn my ACL, I was distraught. I was a wreck, and essentially, I didn't have basketball no more. So, um, as my foot
Mm,
was hung up in a sling in my dorm room, I didn't have nowhere to go. And one of my little partners, Lil B, he would
mm,
come and bring these Bobby Hemmitt tapes because we still have VHS and everything. And he
right.
would show us it, and we'd say, "Man, turn that bullshit off. We ain't trying to hear the other that bullshit. Goddamn, all this African shit." Da, da, da. But one day I'm sitting there, and he just put it on again because you know them little niggas, they be so they got that little man syndrome, so they be so strong, like they really want you to see this shit. You feel me? They really be heavy in that shit. And
Right.
essentially it was me and him, and he put it on for me, and I just started hearing it like clockwork. It was just everything I needed to hear because it was just real. You feel me? At first I thought he was talking more so in the Afrocentric thing. I didn't really understand the metaphysical concept. It kind of sounded to me, some of the tapes that my little partner had was like black pride and this black strength thing. You feel me? Um, you know what I'm saying? He would throw some of that subconscious mind lingo in there, but you just not hearing it at that 18-year-old age, 19-year-old age or whatever. And anyway, long story short, I knew about the subconscious mind, and because I studied NLP at 16, I was really big into that NLP, that neuro linguistic programming aspect. Um, but it was something about Bobby where it related more, just being black and just seeing somebody that looks like me, sounds like me, and acts like me. It felt better. It felt easier getting it from him than listening to some of these white scholars talk about NLP or the subconscious mind and things of that nature. So I
Right.
gravitated towards him heavy, and from that, what I'm saying, the sky's the limit. And yeah, I wouldn't have been on YouTube, none of it, if it wasn't for my little partner, Lil B, which is just Bobby Hemming now.
Right. Right. Yeah. I actually I started watching. I was watching Hidden Colors first,
Mm,
and I was getting familiar with some of the names because my brother was a big fan of Hidden Colors, like Dr. Claude Anderson. He was into the
mm,
Umar Johnsons. We didn't know
mm,
who Tariq was yet. We saw his face on there, but he wasn't recognized as a voice of
mm,
consciousness yet, because this is when Sinetta was getting stuff going on the block up there in New York. So you had different faces up there, and they kept talking about Bobby Hemmitt. So I was just randomly wanting to listen to something different. I was definitely pro black at the time. I was pro consciousness. I wasn't really um, knowing of anything deeply spiritual around this time frame. We talking early 2000s, early going into mid 2000s, and I had just gotten out of college, or I was just about to graduate from college. And I put the brother on one day. I listened to a YouTube video, and this is when YouTube first came out. This is when you couldn't even load an hour, 2 hour long YouTube video. It had to be like a minimum of an hour or something like that.
yeah,
And
10-minute videos at first in 2006. That's when Bobby really hit the scene, and there was a few other spiritual people on YouTube as well, but they
yeah, this
wasn't.
was like 2010, 2011. So it was a little bit after
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit after that. But I was watching, he would split it up like you get an hour, you get an hour, you get an hour, and he had 8 hour videos.
Yeah. Yep.
And then the video I remember was moving past, I think, metaphysics into occultism.
Mm-hmm.
And the spiritual thing about that, it was in Miss Doretha Bull's bookshop here in Columbia, South Carolina, because Bobby went to school at Benedict with my mom. I didn't know because, I'm the last one to interview Miss Doretha Bull, and she attended my live lecture at the Sphinx Paul about 3 years ago. Before she passed, she attended my lecture because I didn't know who she was because she had aged a lot in 1 year because of some things that was going on health-wise. So I was like, who's this old lady heckling me on the front row? She's like, it was this year. Oh, it was this year. But she was like, people don't really give credit to Miss Doretha Bull. Miss Bull was the one that started the lecture circuits for Bobby. She was putting up the money for Bobby and Phil Valentine, Laila Africa, and these different people, Dr. Delbert Blair. She was putting up the money for them to go and speak at these different. If you ever see a bookstore with a bunch of books in the background, those were her place, especially the green one.
Okay.
Yes, that was her place here in Columbia, South Carolina. A lot of people don't know that. So we got to give credit. She owned the first Black bookstore in South Carolina and North Carolina. She was very prideful about that. So, well, I don't know if it was the first Black bookstore, but it was the first conscious, like one of the metaphysical bookstores.
Is that the one with C. Freeman L?
Yep, that one.
Okay, that one. Okay.
C. Freeman L. You see him in the green in the back, and Bobby was seen in C. Freeman L. videos. If y'all watch them,
as a student,
But so I was watching this moving past metaphysical occultism, and then I ain't gonna lie, Dreamwise, I was still in that. I was coming out of the Christian thing, but the Christian mode was still, not to say I feel like I'm a Gnostic Christian. I believe in the Christ as a consciousness in a different way. Because somebody get on there and be like, oh, he said he a Satanist. But I really didn't know what the fuck Bobby was talking about. But I felt the energy, and he had that Southern talk. Because a lot of these young cats, these YNs that I be counseling, I be putting them on Bobby Hemmitt, and some of them be like, man, I can't listen to that preacher type talk and all that. And I'm like, nah, you need to sit with this for a couple hours and soak it in. But some of them like it though. Shout out to them who they listen to Bobby now. But anyways, it kind of scared me at first when he was speaking about melanin being Satan and what. I'm like, what is all of that? And but I had to cut it off, and I came back about 3 months later, and I said, I'm gonna go through it all. And I went through it all. This is when I just got my job at the hospital, and I would just play Bobby Hemmitt all day throughout my shift, just soaking it all in all day. And then I said, okay, this is the real information right here. This is what people are missing. This is what people are scared to say out loud. And this brother was courageous in bringing it raw, and he brought it in different ways and extensively. You can tell he was very, very knowledgeable of bringing it different ways that people could digest it and understand it. So shout out to Bobby for doing that for us.
Yeah, it amazes me because sometimes when I have consultations and I'm like, like that Bobby Hemmitt thing. Who? Oh shit. And then it's like they, what I'm saying, they caught me first, which is crazy because me and you, we thinking like, nigga, you gotta start at the beginning where this thing is. You know what I'm saying? Me and Ani is just got a transformation of the Bobby and panics and things of that nature. You know what I mean? So it blows me away when I see that, because I'm like, wait, hold on, okay, let's go back. But now, you know what I'm saying, if you didn't catch that Bobby time, it's hard to digest Bobby right now because we're such in a quick microwave age that you can probably digest like the 2-minute clips, but that's still not going to be enough for your soul to actually break through into another level of light.
Right.
So you got to, what I'm saying, sit with Bobby. Like he is literally the teacher that you need to sit with. You feel me? Or, well, at least in my case, I had to sit with him. And yeah, he definitely brought me into consciousness, and it's a powerful thing. You know how they talk about people living 300, 500 years. That's Bobby, because
Right.
his tapes are going to live on forever. So
Right.
now understanding that, that's the real uh, teacher that's going to live 500 years. Bobby Hemmitt, the Panic tapes, stuff of that nature.
You ever got on the Kemet mode? Like you felt like you was a pharaoh from Kemet from listening to Bobby and them?
Yeah, I was into that Afrocentric thing heavy. You feel me? Tariq Nasheed with the Hidden Colors. I was fucking with him before he was doing the Hidden Colors. I was fucking with him on the
The
Mac
Mac
and
lesson.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Mac lessons. I got both of them books, both of them Mac and books. And he was, he used to drop on YouTube and be funny and everything like that. Um, I was watching uh, what was that show called? Jamie Foxx, the Foxhole Radio.
Foxhole, yeah.
Yeah, and I used to listen to the Foxhole Radio with Jamie Foxx, and Zoe would drop. Zoe
So, so
Williams,
Williams,
you feel
yeah.
me? He would drop, and I'll pick up little games here and there. Um, Tariq is an interesting character. What do you think about Tariq and James Smalls?
I wanted to save that for a little bit later. I
Okay,
wanted to
okay,
save that,
good,
but
good, good.
I'll answer. I'll answer it just to keep it flow. Tyreek is a polarizing character. You either love him or you hate him.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyreek was a mentor. Tyreek actually showed me how to start a business, like how to
Oh,
get a
nice.
business off the ground and start. His hustle
Yeah,
game
yeah,
was very more inspirational to the community than just pure consciousness. I mean, right
yeah.
now, I just did a video called "The Cults of the Singularity" Part 2, and at the beginning of that video, I talked about the diaspora wars and how that's spiritual. I went deep and said this is something to do with the melanin's plasma, with the diaspora wars, and it has to be that way because Bobby was one of the main ones saying that there was going to be a great mixing bowl and everyone would come to America and there's going to be certain fracturings of different things because a new being has to come out of the melanin right
Mm-hmm.
now. So as far as him and what's going on with James Small, I just saw James Small in Hidden Colors, honestly, dream wise. I don't know much more. I know he has a hotel in Ghana and I know he's done pan-Africanism,
Mm-hmm.
but Bobby, Phil Valentine, and these teachers never said that we needed to go back to Africa.
Right.
He
That's what I thought when you said Kemet. I was like, okay. I'm more, what I'm saying? I was into the Egyptian mythologies and stuff like that, but, I was more into the Hindu aspects of it.
right,
You know what I'm saying? All of that kind of stuff. I get it. I get the Osirian drama and all of that stuff. But for
right.
some reason, I gravitated to more of the Hindu mythologies heavier.
Yeah,
And,
well now, yeah, I'm full Vedic
mm-hmm.
completely. Well, Bobby he got deeper. I'm just
Yeah,
saying early, if you was in Black consciousness early,
right,
you were learning Medunetter and hieroglyphics
right,
and
all of that.
what the insit biti is.
Mm-hmm.
You had to go deep into that because that unlocked everything else. You didn't get into the Sumerian Anunnaki stuff or
Mm-hmm.
the Kali and the Shiva or the
Yeah.
Pravati stuff unless
Mm-hmm.
you unlock the mysteries of Osiris.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's true. That is true for sure. Um, I mean, I got all the statues. I think
mhm.
now though, what I'm looking at is more so, um, not moving into a specific sect, just really just chaos, everything. And that's kind of how I always been. Shit, hell, I got look, I got this damn book right here. Who's who in Egyptian mythology. So that's funny.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, the comedic thing, you know what I'm saying? The way that you see some of these teachers do it, or scholars do it, it kind of was a turn off to me because it seemed
Mm,
like the James Smalls of the world and all of that. It seemed like they were more that Afrocentric thing was so heavy on their heart.
mm-hmm.
Um, And yeah, you know, I was into that black consciousness thing, but it was a different kind of black consciousness thing. It was just like, I don't want niggas to get their ass whooped out here. You feel me? I didn't want to go back to Africa or no shit like
Right. No, I mean that never, you know, really came across my mind. I just wanted to see melanated people win, and
Yeah,
I
that's
was
it.
very much pro. I mean, I ordered my dashiki. You know, everybody had their
Yeah.
little dashiki phase. I had one of those tailored made dashikis up in Las Vegas. You know, walking around fresh as hell with the hood attached to it. You know, I thought I was somebody back then, you know, expressing that. But, you know, the more that we learn, we have a lot of history here in America, and there's paradigms of different mysteries to systems in America that weren't really unlocked from the early master teachers. There were people that came out of the master teachers and started unlocking it better as the information started to flow. So I gravitated to that as well, because Bobby would say, he who knows one book knows any, doesn't know any. So he basically, chaos is a state of being that requires change. And if you get stuck in one mold, if you're only studying Kemetic stuff, if you're only studying Vedic stuff, if you're only studying this, yeah, you may become very proficient in, you know, regurgitating or doing whatever, understanding it. But to unlock that full mode of what the Titan is, and that's another thing, what I got on the screen right now behind Bobby, that's a figure of a melanated Titan. The Titans is the lords of chaos. Me and you did a video called The Child of Chaos before, and understanding what that is. And I didn't know what chaos was. So now the information is, I can take from this area, I can understand what our American indigenous ancestors understood here in those concepts. And I can unlock those codes from the codes Bobby and the more Pan-Africanist teacher. But James Smalls, I'm not sure how much he contributed to that space. I'm just not sure how much. I didn't see no videos of James Smalls out here doing that. So as far as how Tyreek feel about him calling out, if you only identify as a indigenous Black or American here, and you don't have you're not ethnically identifying as an African, which is insane to me to say that. Then you're a part of the CIA of dividing melanated people. I think that's kind of crazy, you know. So I hope he finds a way to clear that up, because it's not going to look too good with him regurgitating that over time. He needs to clean that up a little bit, I feel.
Yeah, because, you know, chaos is just potential energy, and us being boxed in by FBA or Pan-Africanism or any kind of idea, if we're the rulers and the gods of this earth, then the whole planet is ours. So that's number one. We got to start in that energy of saying it doesn't matter where your feet necessarily preside at the moment, because in past lifetimes you were in Asia, in past lifetimes you was in Africa, in past lifetimes you was a female. You feel me? So in the grand scheme of things, we got to look at it and just understand, okay, I'm just here having an experience in this illusion, and not really gravitate into the aspect of, hey, check me out, I'm FBA, baby. So you know what I'm saying?
Well, this I'm gonna do a small little pushback with that. I'm gonna say this: you identify what you identify. If I have ancestors here in South Carolina, if I tell you I'm a South Carolinian, indigenous here and out, there's nothing wrong with that. And as far as what you said with us coming from all over the world, I agree with that. And but as far as being gods of this world, you can choose. Our ancestors were the gods of the world. They gave this world up so we can go to a higher plateau of consciousness. I feel like the world is, in my eyes, I'm more of an equilibrialist. There's another philosophy I'm looking at, that I'm ready to merge with what's outside of just being in this cased in world. So if we inherit the earth, cool. If we don't, cool. I mean, we got the spiritual realm That's something that people aren't making, or these people make small investments in, but we're not making as a collective investments in the spiritual technology of what we're doing. So I'm looking for real estate there before I speak about, and I'm saying like Africans, Caribbeans, Jamaicans, different melanated people. It'll be a beautiful thing to see us come together, but there was nothing in the hieroglyphs that said that we were going to come together. So the best thing we can do is people on their continent or their island or where they're at, build yourself up, get your money, man, as they would say, and then we can meet if we want to do something after we build ourselves up and we get in a better place in this type of economy or whatever, we're going to crypto or whatever we're doing, then we can meet somewhere in the middle. But I don't have no problem with anybody identifying with whatever they want to identify with their ethnicity, if that's what they want to do. And I feel like it'll be beneficial for us to focus more on that unclaimed real estate in the spiritual plane, than worrying about what's the future here of FBA, and all of that other stuff.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Is like, because I don't want nobody to put me in a box. So I don't eat meat, but you can't say I'm a vegetarian because I'm not claiming that title. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
I get I'm not, because one day I could just go off the cuffs and start eating meat. Right. So you know what I'm saying? I don't want you see, I am that I am. You feel me? That's kind of how I look at this whole thing. And then without judging people based off of their Hebrew Israelite jacket or their FBA jacket, I'm just looking at the God in them first.
Right.
You feel me? And then you know, we can move and banter from there, that point of view. But if you say you're FBA, then I can already come or prejudge you and give you stuff that you feel in your heart that you need based off of, you know, my knowledge of what FBA needs. So I could tell you anything. And now I'm serving you a whole dinner plate of information and making you feel good based off of, you know what I'm saying, you already got that jacket on.
Yeah, I get it. I get that. I definitely do.
You know what I'm saying? It's really like a protection mechanism against outside invaders, because then they know how to market to you. You say, oh, we're FBA. Guess what the white people are going to do? Okay, let's point to, let's give them everything they believe they need, and let's make them feel good in this area. And then in the back end, we'll sell them the products that they feel they're going to need. You see what I'm saying? So we gotta stay chaos. We gotta stay mysterious. You feel me?
Right. And, there's a due diligence of work that people need to do on that end. I leave people to do that type of due diligence of work. I'm not going to be a person that's going to coin a term for ethnicity. I'm not going to have no stock in doing that. But there's people that's here as melanated people that's here to do that. But one thing I will give the FBA, they name themselves. I like that. I like for us to find. I mean, if they figured it out, or if they haven't figured it out, as far as this physical thing of identifying as something, at least they're thinking. You know, allowing someone else to come in and tell you what you are. I never felt right with the African American thing. Even as a child, I'm like, I've never been to Africa. You know, then when I got older, I understood that Africa was a continent. It's not even a country. It's 64 countries in Africa. And when we were sold, some, you know, the percentage who were sold over here, or whoever was mixed in, whatever the name of those countries was, don't even exist. That's a fact. We don't know. I mean, some people know, but a lot of people in the lexicon don't even know the name of it. And in the Berlin conference later on, we got the new names now. So I always felt more attached to really my state and where my grandparents were at. You know, I felt more attached to that. And if people want to feel more attached to your epistemological space, the trees around you and the land you grew up on, by all means, you have all the right to. But more importantly, we got to remember what the master teachers told us, that this is a spiritual war, not a physical war. So whoever is here to figure that out, kudos to them, but we got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, and one of the aspects of it, if you really even dive deep into it and think about it, Ani, it's like Tariq came up with foundational black America. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So the word black, we know that means that you're not real. So
I don't feel that way. I don't.
You don't feel that way? Okay,
No,
that's good. That's good.
The only reason I say it because Bobby used to say, black is chaos, like darkness. The physics.
Right.
I teach the physics of darkness. Black is darkness to me.
Mm-hmm.
So in that Williams Blackstone dictionary, which was, let's get it correct, he was a Caucasian male. He wrote that dictionary. That's where some of the Moors or the sovereign citizens, that is true by law or black law, that it means whatever it means. But if we are quote unquote inheritors of the earth, we can redefine words. We have the power to redefine. I mean, right now, today, yeah, you're right. It does mean someone, without a distinct identity, but we can redefine that. And I like black better because it was the thing that white people try to identify the indigenous people as. So I felt like a badass with black. I feel more like a badass because people are like, oh, you don't want to be black, so they try to be white. I'm like, no, I'll be the badass. I'll be the antithesis of what I need to buck my eyes for. I need to do some eye bucking, or I need to do some cooning for to get whatever I want from the oppressors or whatnot. So, but I understand how, like if I was talking to a seer, if he was here, he'd be like, yeah, black means this and that.
Yeah,
I understand that. Yeah, I understand that, but black to me is something metaphysical more than it's something as a law.
No, you're right, Ani. And Dr. Blind's book, The Functionary, he got black as black, bringing light and correcting knowledge and correct knowledge. Black, the acronym black, bringing light and correct knowledge.
Bringing light and correct knowledge.
And correct knowledge. Yeah, that's the acronym he got for black.
Okay.
So that's fly. You feel me? He says black, all ranges of light energy spectrum absorbed. He says black is not a color or an element, but a quality unto itself. A quality. That's fire. It is a primordial state of void. Yeah, so that's fire.
Can you tell them where you're reading from so they can get
The Functionary, Dr. Blind. Our good brother, Dr. Blind. You know, Bobby, this is Bobby's great brother, Dr. Blind. This is the God. I can't believe
it goes right here, guys.
Yeah, Dr. Blind, he got the whole now y'all gotta y'all reach out to Dr. Blind because you know what I'm saying. Somebody actually
he's still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive for sure. Bringing light and correct knowledge. This is where Bobby used to work out of, this Functionary book, because you know what I'm saying, this is the real dictionary because it's coming from a brother that's tapped in and channeling through wordplay. You feel me? And some of the words he got in here is absolutely amazing. But yeah, you know, black, we can, go, to each his own, go for it.
Let me go deeper with it. So as far as the diaspora thing, how do you feel about now? Because Bobby introduced a high metaphysical science that some spiritualists will feel is incorrect to the traditional values of certain spiritual systems like Ephi or Apollo or these other systems. How do you feel about those systems today as far as our people utilizing that and feeling like they're now the spiritual authority over be melanated people because they You know, you got Beyonce or Summer Walker, and we'll get into some hyperlucidity in a minute, but you got certain people saying that, I'm not saying they're saying it, but it's kind of like a bravado with them, like because they practice this, like Lil Meech or Big Meech's son, Lil Meech, because they're Babalawos or whatever, a part of these systems, or the 6-7 guy, the Santeria guy that has this 6-7 thing, got all these kids doing this, and he's a Santeria practitioner. How do you feel about that now with the knowledge you have?
Well, when you look at it, even 6-7 is 13, so that's what we are. You know, it's all religion. You feel me? It's all just another form of religion. Everybody's trying to be different or think outside of the box, and they need a program or a system to guide them. And there's nothing wrong with systems, because you do have to have something that you're disciplining yourself in, especially in the spiritual work. You feel me? So naturally, if you start off with some kind of foundational basis into spiritual work or magic, then essentially, you know what I'm saying, you can find your own way and have the freedom in the head where you say, oh, wait a minute, I don't need no religious motif. I don't need no programming. Whenever I do this, my energy feels right. You feel me? And that's the key with spirit. So, you know, if it's training wheels that they need, sure, go for it. It's trending stuff with the celebrities and things of that nature. It can get kind of you know what I'm saying, dogmatic, if you will, where you still worshiping Beyonce as Jesus. You feel me? You're still worshiping these figures as a higher spirit. I remember I had Pretty Boss on, and you know, she was a cultist, magician, all of that stuff, right? And she diving deep. Even I think they just found the video where Pretty Boss and Panic was building. I think I just seen that video up. Somebody got it on YouTube. And anyway, Pretty Boss had went back. She converted back. She said going back to spirituality, or going back to religion, or going back to Jesus, or whatever she believes in now. And in the comments, I swear to God, Ani, it was crazy. In the comments, girls and guys was like, yeah, I'm glad you're going back. I'm going with you. And I was just blown away to see the minds of people just going with.
They said they're going back. What do you mean they're going back?
Going back with you. So because she changed her whole doctrine of occult spiritual practices, and she went back to the Christianity thing.
Oh, they said they're going back.
Her followers went with her.
And who is this person?
That Pretty Boss girl. Remember?
Oh, I remember Pretty Boss.
Yeah, remember she did the tarot cards. Yeah, and she was deep into the fold. Yeah, I still got my video up when I interviewed her, and she was talking that occult shit. But then she went back because she got COVID or something, and she got afraid or some shit like that, right? See, there go the Sunday service right there with her. And yeah, she done went from
which one?
It's right there where it's up. It looks like it's upside down. That one, yeah. And she went from I can't believe this girl. She went from spirituality back to Christianity, but I swear, Ani, the followers, her followers, were going with her. The craziest shit I ever seen. I ain't never seen no shit like that. I said, oh my. So just imagine if you went back to Christianity, Ani, and your followers followed you too and said, I'm going back too. You see what I'm saying?
I think if I went back, if I went back to Christianity, I would be one of the top pastors probably in the country.
No, but you get what I'm saying? The mind of believing in leader, like these people are your guides. You see what I'm saying?
And let me clarify. This is Dream Wise Sunday service. That's what he does. He did on his channel. So I want them to know that what I got right here is from your YouTube, so they can know they can go back and watch it if they want to.
Yeah, go back and check that out. Yeah, Ani was on there a few times, and we dived deep into the fold back in the day.
Those were the classics. Elena said, "No, we will pull him out from there." He said, "They'll take me back out of
Hey,
there."
that's the crazy world. So then, I study people, and I was just so interested and curious in that. And I was supposed to have her on before she went. I was supposed to have her back on before she went back to Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Hey, Dream, I respect you, da da da, da, but I can't do the show because I know where it's gonna go." And I was just like, "Please, I just want to know, just convert me back." I swear, because my whole thing was like, "All right, if you know this stuff, then you really just, but again, it's not real to them. You feel me? Some people it's not real. It's like it's a con game, or they don't
That's what
really
it
have
is.
no practices.
That's what it
So
is. See, it's like flash of the lightning in the bottle,
yeah,
and they see a way that it can capitalize off it. And once
mhm.
they don't have any other plateau to take the information to another level, then they go back to the church and they bring all of their followers back there, and
Mhm.
then and that's more presentable to their family now.
Right,
Stuff like
right. So with these celebrities that you were speaking of, it's the same aspect. People are just going to be followers, sheeps, uh, herders, and Beyonce just a herder of people.
right, right. And did you see when Mario was talking about witchcraft, ancestral knowledge, and energy, and says that people fear what they don't understand? Have you ever seen that clip?
No, I didn't see the clip. You got it, or
Let me pull it up for you. But yeah, he was opening it up about like how people mistakenly call witchcraft. And I like him to talk about that, even though I'm not sure how deeply he understands it. But
hmm
I like for him to bring that to the forefront because I think people call everything witchcraft. You see right here, Mario loves witchcraft. So you see how
hmm
if you talk about it and you don't agree with the hive mind, then
hmm
you're the person doing witchcraft. And I don't really think people know what witchcraft is, honestly.
yeah, they don't have
But
no
hold on, I'm
idea.
gonna play it right here.
I don't think people critically think about how much witchcraft and what witchcraft actually represents or what it means, right? When you say it to a person who understands occult knowledge, and when I say that, I just mean the things that most people don't study, right? That's something that means you practice certain rituals based on intentions that have certain outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
You want to call it witchcraft? Cool. You want to call it spirituality? Cool. But I think that when people say, oh, that's witchcraft, it's because they don't understand that they also are involved in witchcraft and don't even know it in life. People performing on them, commercials performing on you. There's so much going on that people don't understand. I'm a person who like to bring things to the light slowly, and I don't mind people judging it what they don't understand. It's fine. I'm here. I'm a teacher. I'm a student and a teacher at the same time. So what you saw me carrying was a staff with a bunch of crystals on it that all work to both protect.
Hold on, where this staff at? Where this staff? Hold on.
You got a staff? God damn, staff at Tahuti, huh?
Hold on. We gotta find that crystal staff. I gotta make sure they don't pull up Mario, the other Mario from the video game. Let's
Yeah,
see here.
these people, essentially Mario is just coming into consciousness and he's feeling it. There's him, B.O.B., right? They both look alike. Um,
Mhm.
and what I'm
Hold on, I want to
saying,
talk about Bob a little bit later.
a lot of us that kind of have this same kind of feature, we come from a different sect of alienship, if you will. We're different aliens, right? And I know it. And we all
Right.
have the same feature, these same kind of physical features. And essentially, what happens is we just wake up in a particular time, and then we want to express our truth. So you know what I'm saying, like. Sometimes
Right.
people can just keep their mouth closed and just practice what they practice. But like B.O.B., Mario, you know what I'm saying? They're more of the people that lean into voicing their opinion strongly. And you know, there's a lot of people that practice spirituality, but they'll never let you know because they trying to get that, keep that check.
Right.
And you know, the white man ain't gonna try to hear none of that shit, so they playing the game in a different lane. But you know what I'm saying, once your time is done, once your business artistship is done, essentially, shit, you start expressing your truth. And you know, you see what happened to B.O.B. now recently, and it's gonna happen to Mario. Mario shows.
Yeah, I want to get into that. Here's the crystal staff here, for y'all who are looking at it. I ain't want to play the, you know. Hold on, let me see what he's talking about. He's explaining it, so let me see what he's talking about.
I got it, like, yeah, because I saw.
So what does it mean?
A lot of these. So I don't know if y'all like crystals and stuff like that, but a lot of these crystals are independent.
Can you hear that, Dreamwise?
I hear it.
Okay.
Crystals, but when you put it together, so we got amethyst, we got pyrite, we have some. What else we got? Pyrite, we have hematite, citrine.
And you go everywhere with this right now?
Quartz crystal, not everywhere, but it's special. It's a
How about
special
you?
thing. You had a lot of energy in here, like a lot of positive. You're doing a lot of positive things.
So what do you feel about that?
That's that same Kyrie Irving shit. Niggas just gotta talk. Like, why would you go on Kai shit talking that? You see what I'm saying? Keep it funky, keep it playing. Boys is like, yeah, look, I got this credit. Like, man, you gotta think. Sometimes, you know, it's just be spiritual. You don't gotta prove spirituality, you know what I'm saying? Just be it and keep it funky. God damn, niggas wanna be showing they garb and shit, like, check me out, baby, I'm shining on y'all boys. I get it, you know what I'm saying? If you're trying to give people another way of thought, which is a beautiful thing, right? But then at the same time, at the end of the day, you know, move, because he's naming the crystals. All he has to do is say, look, this helps me invoke a certain amount of power, a certain amount of energy. I don't got to name every crystal because y'all not going to remember it anyway.
Right.
But you know, he's excited. You know, when you first get into consciousness, you want to tell everybody.
Yep.
But you remember what Bobby said? What Bobby say? Don't
Man, he said, and that's one thing I want to tell people who's listening. Your first enemy is going to be your families and your friends. When you start to get deep into this type stuff and you really understand what's going on, your first enemy is going to be the people closest to you. You know what's funny? Just a little segue. I've been telling people for years with gematria that the sports industry is rigged. You know, all of my brothers and my friends are the ones showing me the same little gematria videos now, or videos that Larry Johnson or ex-players say about the NFL being rigged with the whole thing that went down with Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups and all of this stuff. I'm like, man, people are so fake. If you say it, they're gonna look at you a certain way, because if you became conscious and you became spiritual at a time frame, whereas before you were on some, I won't say you was on some goofy stuff, but you was on some stuff that the hive mind was believing in. When you come out and you express this type of information, they're not going to believe you, you know, at first, and they're going to judge you for going against the hive mind. But then later, when the hive mind gets exposed, because it will get exposed, there's an algorithm.
Yeah, it's coming into the fold. Yep.
Then they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you remember when you said this? I believe it now." Some joke like that. But
yeah, it'd be like that. You know, I had to learn the hard way, telling my brother, my family members, and they just kind of rejected me in a particular light. And then eventually they started coming into the fold of, oh yeah, that fasting thing you was talking about, I tried it, and man, I feel better. You know what I'm saying? My dick got back hard. I'm like, nigga, I told you, boy.
Hey, but real talk, Dreamwise, they be listening, but they not listening.
I did a 40-day fast, right? I did a 40-day fast, and I was explaining all the benefits I got from it and shit like that. And I was telling my brother that he did maybe like a 20-day fast. He just wanted to do it just because he was losing his hair and stuff. So he was feeling
Right.
insecure about that. And he did it. And he was telling me all the benefits. He's like, man, in the bedroom and stuff, I'm back to where I said, hey, I told you. And that was 3 years later after I did my 40-day fast. So they still hear you, right? They might fight it because they don't know nothing else. But you know what I'm saying? You just gotta but now what I learned is like let them ask because they can feel it. You know, people can feel when you know something. So just let them ask you, hey, da 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 da, and not in a group either. It got to be one-on-one because if you do a group setting, that shit is not going to work.
Oh no.
Yeah, they're gonna tear you up, boy. And look at B.O.B. accused of sexual assault because
let me point something out with that before you go into your assessment. So B.O.B. Bobby Ray Simmons, and we know him because Brother Panic, before Brother Panic, he was talking about the flat Earth. He was on the flat Earth thing, and he was just talking about conscious stuff. I think he was talking about cloning. Was it cloning? Dreamwire?
Yeah, I think he was talking about flat Earth and cloning. Yeah, cloning. Yep, that's it.
Primarily talking about. So, what's interesting with him, his name is Bobby Ray Simmons. He gets this sexual assault case 357 days after his last birthday. 8 days, got that 8 before his next, and the girl accused him of it at this place called Tequila and Taco Festival. And in gematria, Tequila and Taco Festival equals 357 in the first cipher. And what's interesting, someone brought it to my attention. They were like, I think it was Adonijah. I'm not sure who it was, but he said like tequila. What was it? Tequila, you know, the girl on.
Yeah, the little, yeah.
Yeah, she was a flat earther too. She came out after him and started talking about flat earth. So it's interesting that this sexual assault case comes from a place called Tequila and Taco Festival. Bobby Simmons equals 176. Sexual assault equals 176. So I think some numbers align with this. But what was your thoughts on it?
You know, a lot of that stuff is just what we know. The powers that be is pulling their hand. You know, I thought about it because I was looking at everybody get their YouTube channel back. Rizza Islam, Yaki got his YouTube channel back. I wonder if you got your old YouTube channel back on. You know,
hell nah, no motherfuckers didn't give me my shit back.
Bringing that back, hell nah, that's too deep.
I need to try to log into it or something like that. That's probably what I need to do.
Yeah, because they gave everybody their channel back. It was like Trump became president, and then like recently, everybody been getting their YouTube channel back.
Well, that kind of made me think they probably was working with them people. I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Right, and essentially, I was like, I was wondering if Panic got his channel back. I mean, obviously, he transitioned, and I was just thinking about that, and I'm like, nah, they didn't bring his shit back, and they know, you feel me, because they know where the wisdom is at, where the gnosis is at. So they literally took down the God's work, right, which was going to live on for thousands and thousands of years, and bring melanated people spiritual gnosis, because again, you can hear who you can relate with.
Right.
So Panic is somebody that we all can relate with. Hip hop, black, you know, okay, swaggy a little bit, you feel me? And you know what I'm saying, is different than listening to one of these white scholars that we can't really have any real concrete feelings for. And that, like, we can listen to them, don't get me wrong, but it's something when you can hear somebody say it in the way of our swag lingo. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I think that's important to understand. So like with B.O.B., he was just the icing on the cake. And, you know, hopefully the brother don't get, you know, charged for any of this stuff. Anyway, and I seen his page. He had put something up. He looked like he was in good spirit. He acted like shit, nothing happened.
It's probably some type of humiliation. So they said Red and Blue got their channel back too.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know,
yeah.
man.
Red and blue got it.
I'm gonna
Yep,
start.
they got
I'm
their
gonna,
back. Yep.
I'm gonna start looking at people kind of sideways to get your channel back. I don't know.
Why?
'Cause
Nah,
they ain't giving my shit back.
you know, when they gave Yaki's back, that was kind of deep because you
Yeah,
know
I
what
saw
I'm
him with
saying?
that.
Like
Mhm.
you got to think about it. Yaki, like with that food stuff. Now that's Yaki. I like to say he's more into the extremity of this food thing. So that's kind of the only problem I see. But other than that, if he's bringing a level of health and consciousness to the melanated community, then shit. So go for it. You feel me? They're not gonna
Right.
bring back Panic's channel. There's a hidden gem in Aleem El Bay's channel,
I
which
remember
we
that.
know is Aleem's channel is the gem. That's where is if you want to get down and dirty, Aleem El Bay. Just put y'all
Right.
know Oni that's Oni's bro God. That's my bro God. The elder, the master teacher.
Right.
Aleem El Bay is gonna bring that light. And
Yeah.
there's some Brother Rich's channel, of course, is a must, right? Like,
Mhm.
and yeah, so what I'm saying, these channels are basically teachers for generations to come. And we gotta just respect that process. So them not bringing back Panic's channel is definitely a tall tale sign of what's about to happen to B.O.B.
Damn. Well, we're gonna keep our eyes on BOB and see what happens with this. I don't think nothing's gonna really go forward with it. I think they just
Yeah,
trying to
I don't
humiliate him.
believe nothing's gonna happen, but it's basically just a attack on Bobby Hemmitt because Bobby is the same thing. So it's basically attacking Bobby's work, which is essentially just attacking Panic's work because Bobby is Panic.
Right. Right. So yeah, let's go back a little bit because we got a lot to talk about, family. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. If you guys haven't, go back and watch my Nephilim sorcery video with the Sixth Sensory podcast. We need to get those views up. Me and Tim Constantine did a great interview on some of that information. We're real deep into that. So you guys check that out on his channel, Sixth Sensory Podcast. And we just did the Gens of the Hoodoo Verse on Patreon. We got deep into that. So make sure you're on Patreon, review that video. We got that posted up for you right now. And I wanted to play a video because a lot of people didn't know Bobby tried psilocybin before. Did you see that rare? It's a rare video. I have it here in Columbia, South Carolina, because he used to do lectures at another building called the Sphinx Hall, where I do my lectures at now with the sun in the background. He has a big little thing of a round sun and rays. You may have never seen Bobby lecture there, but there's some other videos of him talking about psilocybin. And one particular story was speaking about Baba Kalindi, which was Bobby Hemmitt's psychic, Queen Mother, Mother Oshun Dara Nefertiti. This is her spiritual son. I think she helped somewhat raise him because I heard him refer to her close to like his aunt or his mother. He's the one who did mushrooms with Bobby Hemmitt. So I wanted to play a video. Yeah, he passed away during
I remember
the
Kalindi passed away during the
C
Great
word.
Awakening. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
Kalindi, Lalela Africa,
Mm-hmm.
and Sabi.
And Azariah.
And Azariah,
Azariah Bembe, and Ronoke Rushidi.
yeah, Ronoku Rashidi, and then Panic. And then,
Panic.
all of them past transitioning out of here is just a sign to tell us, like, look, hey, wherever this world is about to go, I don't want no parts of it. Because,
Right.
you got to think about it. Like, Kalindi, like, let's just even go back to Lalela, Africa. Like, how? What? You feel me? And then Kalindi, too, him doing so much high, Mike, you know what I'm saying? And he was a young brother. So these boys must have known something.
Right.
Feel me? 30 grams of mushrooms, and he telling you about the future, and he don't want no parts of it. So
there we go.
that's different. You feel me?
Right. So let me play this video, and we're going to talk about that a little bit.
Psilocybin is the quintessential hallucinogen of this earth. It is older than the plant kingdom because mushrooms are 465 million years older than any plant that ever was on earth. It's an older paradigm of information. It is not just earthbound, it is extraterrestrial, hyperdimensional, transdimensional, ultradimensional, and these things go so deep, so far, that it is beyond our comprehension in the human mind to fathom really what this is, because it's a grand mystery. And I look at it that way. So we utilize it for exploration, to go where no one has gone before, to see things that no one has seen before, to understand that main theme of what it is to be at this stage human and moving out of the human, who we are, what we are, where we're going, because we don't even understand what we are.
Right.
Psilocybin is the...
Yeah. Have you tried psilocybin yet, Dreamwise?
Hell yeah, I tried it. I love Kalindi. Kalindi was the teacher that... Kalindi is somebody I don't mention enough. Like, he was the teacher that literally brought me into taking my first real mushroom trip was still 3.5 to 4 grams. Still acting like a bitch. I was still acting gay. God damn. And you know, because I'm like, damn, Kalindi, you doing 28 grams, 30. I'm like, and you know, 4 grams is hard to eat. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because at first I was just microdosing, and microdosing is a form of, you know, getting back your right state of mind also, because then you can remove, you rid yourself of the ego, essentially, and you can slowly but surely get back into another clear state. So yeah, when I tried my 4 gram experience, you know what I'm saying, went to the park. I was staying in an apartment then, went to a park, put my feet in the grass.
That's beautiful.
Seeing all the colors and stuff like that, and felt this euphoric experience. Ayahuasca is really the one, but yeah, Lindy, shout out to the guy.
Yeah, shout out to him. I remember when I did my video, Moving Past Occultism, I was mimicking the Bobby Hemmitt video that transitioned me out of, you know, that phase of thinking. I made the same type one, but it's called Moving Past Occultism into Psychedelics, or was it DMT or something like that? And that's when I did Changa for the first time.
Okay,
and
nice.
Changa, yeah, it's not chaga, because people think it's chaga mushrooms. It's Changa. It's pure Mimosa hacilis bark, and it's extracted, so you get the dimethyltryptamine out of it, and then you spread it on sacred blue lotus flower, rose calendula, jasmine. And it's one more plant I always forget. But you put that, and you're supposed to put it in a water bong, and you hit it one time, Dreamwise. You hit it real hard. Let me tell you something, man. If you want to take something that's going to project your soul instantly outside of your body hyperdimensionally, that was something a shaman personally recommended for someone like myself who has a little bit of deeper intricacies in relationship to the soul. He said only certain people can do this. And then he referred me to the dream root, the African dream root. You ever did this?
No, I don't think I did that.
Yeah, I'm gonna start shipping this out, family, with the sacred plants. You guys can email me at startribe777@gmail.com. I just found this week. I was speaking with another shaman, and he was showing me some other products that he has, and he showed me something. I said, yo, I had this. I took this when I was getting initiated through Queen Mother. She made me take this dream root that the shaman, all of them from Detroit. So Queen Mother, Kalindi, and the shaman that I used to speak to, they're all from the Detroit psychedelic community there. They still have a psychedelic community. But let me tell you something, Dreamwise. You got to take this thing right here, man. This is like a dream root. Like, it has some like white material in it. and you take it before you go to bed, and you will have the biggest lucid dream experience that you will ever have in your life. Taking this about 2 to 3 times a week. I'm talking about pure lucid dreaming. It almost felt like I went on a, you know what Bobby said, he went on a specific dimension and was walking around with Anubis, like it was outside. It's something like that. It's literally something like that. You walk around, and I call it spiritual domains. It gives you access to a spiritual domain.
Yeah.
Go into it. Yeah. So I would recommend for anybody, psychedelics. This is something that's not a psychedelic that you can take. African Dream Root is another thing. So
that's
shout
fine.
out.
No, that's fine. Only I like that. And you know, with the plant medicine, we definitely got to obviously do your own research, family. We're not medical doctors or anything like that. but you know, it is a part of, especially with Kalindi. Like Kalindi will give y'all confidence. So you know what I'm saying, do your research, and you know, make sure you're being honoring the herb medicine, and you know what I'm saying, and then you know, just see what these experiences are, because again, I think a lot of times what's happening is people are so human that they don't, when they're doing spiritual matters, they're not really believing in it because they haven't had no experience yet. You feel me? So
That's
they
true.
haven't, they might have lucid dreamed once, but they might have thought, oh, that's just a coincidence or whatever. But they're not really having no out of body experience or no transformational experience that will take their consciousness to another level where you start seeing this stuff all the time.
That's true. That's so true. And this is something specifically, and these beings, dream wise, they're like the size of your palm. This is not a small root or being. It's huge.
Oh, so it's like you got to chew like a burger or something.
But no, you open it up and it has like it's like this white.
Okay.
Yeah, you take that out. But the good thing about it, it lasts like 10 years. You can put it in a jar or a Ziploc bag. It doesn't deteriorate and it's still good after 10 years. So this is something you can shelf, you can prepare for, you can utilize, and you can store them. You know, and this is like the plant from Black Panther or some shit. You go on the astral plane and meet up with the ancestors. Yeah,
no, that's tough. Yeah, I'm
tough. So
I'm definitely gonna look into it, and I'm gonna be reaching out because I know you got that good stuff. You already know.
we got it. Whatever you guys need, we got it.
Yeah.
But and also tell them about your product. Let me pull it up for them. Don't you have a product that you sell on your YouTube channel that you've been selling for a while?
Yeah, I'm selling the dream supplements. They're back. My dream supplements are back. Sensi is going to take you into deep, more relaxed state so you can fall into a deeper sleep state. So you take them at night as well, and you get into the astral realms. When you take this stuff, it's just the basic necessary herbs that people need: valerian root, gotu kola, ashwagandha, chamomile powder. All of them different synergistic herbs will put you in a deep sleep state. You feel me?
What's the name of it again?
Go to mental, MENT. You could probably put in, you probably can't, mentalchemy.com, mentalalchemy.com. Yes, sir. And
go to supplements.
This should come up on the top screen. It should come right up on there somewhere. Yeah, go to them Dreamtime ones. Because, hey, look, and the Black Friday deal is ending soon. So if y'all trying to go grab those now. I don't know how much time I got left with this Black Friday thing. But right now they're on sale. And yeah, they're going to put you in
there we go.
That lucid dream state that Oni was just talking about. Because essentially what's happening with the sleep is that people are not sleeping. They're not falling. They're not getting a deep sleep. You feel me? They're just kind of up. But you got to get into that theta delta state to really fall into the lucid dreaming. And then with the Go to Cola, it's going to help you bring your consciousness there where you can have these lucid dreams and then also dream recall. So y'all want to get those. The sale ends in 12 hours. 12 hours, baby. The sale ends and it's going back up.
And this is a great product, everyone. He's been selling this product for it's over about 10 to 8 years now, right?
Nah, 5 years now.
About 5 years.
What's the dude's name? My nigga Kamani. You feel me? He put me into the supplement game crazy about 5 years ago, and it just took off. The first eye Harataki, it got Harataki in it too. So that's another thing that's going to clean out your body, oxygenate your mind. And essentially, you know what I'm saying, it just shifting your consciousness, helping you get back into that spiritual brain instead of that human brain. And a lot of times what's happening is we're stuck in a particular mode and we can't see past the veil because our consciousness is so human in nature, right? So here's an exercise I want the family to try and do. I want the family to try to do a spiritual thing every day. You feel me? So this is how you have spiritual experiences, because a lot of times only you know what's happening, they just don't believe. So one, you got to make the belief happen. So if you see a billboard with Hey Roo with a hawk on it, I just want you to say that's Hey Roo. If you see a bird, if you just see a hawk in the sky, I just want you to say it's Hey Roo. Fuck it, right? And then your mind will start gravitating more and more into the spiritual, mystical realms of this thing. So then you'll start seeing your signs and synchronicities, and you'll be out of the human mind and into the spiritual mind, into your Godhead.
Right.
So it's important to keep on repetitiously chopping at your spiritual signs and symbols, because that's all this thing is decoding the world, right? That's all we're doing is decoding this whole world. And if you're not decoding the world, then you're not active as a spiritual being.
Somebody, Lania Cannon, said false advertising. I take all of those herbs, no astral traveling. You take some of these, I don't think you had this before.
Oh, you haven't had this.
I know you ain't had this dream root because they don't sell it in the States like that. So, yeah, I would advise for you to try this product before you guys dismiss it.
Yeah, get it in, and y'all can just go see the reviews. That's all y'all got to do, and just understand that. Then on TikTok, you know what I'm saying, I got over 12,000 sold on Shopify. On TikTok, over 5,000 sold. So you know what I'm saying, that's the way I make my living, these supplements. So the day-to-day hustle and bustle and stuff, it literally just brought me out of having to have a job. You feel me? That and my Patreon, and that's it. And that's shit. I just live off of that. You feel me? And
that's
shit.
Good,
I can show y'all how much I was sold today. Let's see. Yeah, just on the whim. We just made. That's crazy.
Don't tell them the number. Don't tell them that.
Well, we just made. Well, the thing is, I just finished doing. How would you say? 50 packages just before I came on, and just now I got 10 more. You feel me?
Wow.
So yeah, it's going down.
So they still selling, family. If it wasn't something that was working, it wouldn't be selling. That's the point of us articulating that to you guys.
Yeah, so go try it, and then it speaks for yourself. You feel me? It speaks for itself.
Yes, sir. So we got just a little bit more. We can go through a little bit of hyperlucidity. We can go a little bit quickly through some of this.
Oh, I seen this video with Ray J.
Yeah, what is your thoughts on? I didn't get to see it, so Ray J, he seems to me like a character because I think something was going on with Brandy, his sister, and Monica doing that tour. I think that was something that they were priming, like for the alchemically the bride marriage, because they had them dressed as brides on the Freemasonic colors in the background, and I did a post on it, and that went viral on TikTok. And now Ray J, he was on Cam Newton's show saying that most of the antics he does is it boosts up his algorithm or his name in the algorithm. And now you have this. So what's your thoughts on it?
Niggas don't know how to slow down. They don't understand that stillness is God. So a lot of times, you know, these boys be streaming for hours and hours. Like, then he does this podcast. It's like these boys are just so money hungry or so attention seeking that they don't have no soul. They basically lost their soul because they're just running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Essentially, you got to understand that, you know what I'm saying? You're bigger than the glamour. You're bigger than attention seeking. You got to fall into the space of seeking attention for yourself, understanding your self-gnosis, who you are inside. And a lot of times people are just running away from themselves because they can't sit quiet. So when his baby mama came in and tried to get the kids, he didn't have the discipline to understand the situation at hand, and he used his emotions to, you know, kind of big dog the situation, and it's going to fuck him up in the end. Yeah, you gotta get quiet. You gotta get into your meditations, family. I can't make it up. If you're not meditating, you're not doing nothing. You gotta slow these brain waves down because it's gonna keep you in the glamour. It's gonna keep you in distracted mode. And you can't hear spirit if you're always listening to loud noise.
No, that's right. That's right. And somebody think that Kardashians cursed them or something. I don't think it's nothing like that. I don't even think they got that power to do something. That's more of the industry promoting that the Kardashians have this magical witch power or something like that. Now, not to say that they don't do witch practices. They probably have. But I'm not one of those people that think because someone feel someone's doing witchcraft that they have the power over someone else. We have the power over yourselves. You have the power over yourself. No one can enter your auric field unless you allow it to manifest that way. So like what Dreamwise said, the meditation is building up the downloads or the files for you to tussle with this thing, to tussle with the physical and the lower vibrations. If you're not doing those meditations, then you'll crash out easily. Like how these celebrities doing, because the energy on the lower algorithms and the lower vibrations, they're slithering around us at all times, you know. So.
Yes, it's animalistic in nature. They're animals. That's essentially what the whole idea of being in this world is being an animal. Right. My mama, she comes over and she cleans our house. She just comes over and cleans. Not because she wants to clean and be a good grandma. It's because she wants to stay distracted. So she'll come over and just keep herself busy. And I'm like, Mama, no, you don't got to do that. Don't do that. Don't just come sit. Just chill. No. I just want to, just because she's trying to take her mind off of, you know, the struggles of the day. But you got to deal with them struggles. You got to go into that pain because out of darkness comes light. So if you go into the darkness, you will receive light by closing your eyes. So I tell everybody, like, if you're not slowing down, then you're just basically an animal. You're just animal in nature. You feel me? And you're not letting spirit talk to you and give you a hug. It's okay to cry, family. Like a lot of times you niggas just need to cry. And Ray J is one of them. He definitely need to go sit by a tree and let them tears run.
That Negro always crying.
He might be crying for show, but he needs to cry for his show, his real show, his big movie picture. Because at the end of the day, that's the grand scheme of this thing. It's like, all right, when are you quiet? When do you have time to breathe and be one with yourself?
That's right. Let me read some of the chats on what they saying. It said 111 likes, honoring the gods, honoring one of the greatest master teachers. I forgot he's a Sagittarius. Like me, health and prosperity, longevity to Bobby Hemmitt. Gratitude, Ani. Shout out to you, I am Goddess 11. Ben Moses says Ani is a BA. I don't know what a BA is. I'm going to assume that means badass. I am a badass. So thank you, Ben Moses. Elena says this is very powerful. Cosmic says she saw an eagle for the first time in his life by the Nile, Mississippi River earlier this year. Those who have ears will hear. He, eyes, pair, or one. What's the name of your website? Wasn't it Mental Alchemy?
Yeah, mental alchemy is all one word. The mental and the alchemy is conformed. So I'll put it in the chat. Let me see.
Yeah, post it in the chat form. Says oil scene, all said right. Those brides are basic. There you go. I add that more. Elena says peace and chaos, fam. Got to get going. Off to teach. Thank you, Ani and Dream. Shout out to you, Elena. Thank you for joining us. Lloyd says he needs one wish.
Ha! That's hilarious, boy. Ha. If I had one wish,
All
look
right.
his ass. That nigga look like he need to go sit with on that Moesha.
So we had the passing early or the transition earlier this year of D'Angelo. Speaking of R&B, and very powerful brothers. I thought it was very mysterious. I broke down the numerology with him and Angie Stone transitioning in the same year. That's too weird for me to just look at. And Bobby always teach us to have hindsight with these type of things. Bobby was one of the first people that made me look outside of what the media or what people think. You know, you post an article, news story, and now, oh, well, he must have died that way. You know, and Bobby was the one, they would have probably called him conspiratorial, but he would always think outside. But a lot of his decodes when he was looking into things, it made a lot of sense if you did the research into what he was speaking on.
Right.
So I don't think that these people are always killed or die the way that they tell us. I think that there is something very occult happening, especially with the melanated people that's becoming deceased lately. Have you counted how many celebrities have died per year since 2020? It's ridiculous.
Oh, since 2020, yeah, it's been a wave. But remember, this transition thing is essentially just information. So nobody necessarily dies. We're just kind of looking at information. You know, this illusionary world will have us feeling human in nature. So we'll think that somebody transitioned in a way or whatever, but it's really just information. Right. So like even with D'Angelo dying at 51, that's the 6, and that's basically tapping into the heartstring. Everybody, stop what you're doing now and down and get that Black Messiah album. That's probably the greatest album ever created. Black Messiah by D'Angelo. Yep. Listen again. Listen when I say that one more time. Black Messiah by D'Angelo, the greatest album ever made. I put anything on it, y'all listen to that, and y'all be like, I ain't never heard nothing like this ever. Very powerful, very, very powerful album.
I was thinking that album had so much Christ energy on it. That's why it probably happened that way. You know, it synced up in that way. I mean, even though they said it was a sickness or something like that, but I just don't believe.
Yeah, he did that album 14 years after the Voodoo album. So he did the Voodoo album, and then he did Black Messiah 14 years later. Well, we know that's the Osiris drama getting cut up in 14 pieces, and then the one being the phallus creating Heru. So now this nigga is literally Christ consciousness energy all over that album. And in the album, if you get the physical album, he says all of us are Black Messiahs.
Right.
Very important album. Just trust me and believe it. Very important. The greatest album ever made. And when he transitioned, you know, it's one of those things where you got to honor the geniusness of him. You feel me? It almost like it was such a big deal of him transitioning and people not really noticing. It was bigger than because he is a genius, and we got to understand that to the core. Like when these geniuses transitions, that's a big spiritual symbol, and everybody transitioning this particular year leading up to D'Angelo was all about creativity and funk. Angie Stone, Sly Stone, shit. It was basically the Philosopher Stone coming into alignment and showing us that particular symbol, as in the Black Messiah coming in and being the ultimate stone at the end. Who else transitioned? Oh, Roy Ayers.
Too many people.
So all four of them, with your spiritual beings, you know, you can kind of count out Angie. But well, you know.
You got to throw that in. I was talking about soul singers because Roy Ayers.
Roy Ayers, Sly Stone with the funk. Oh, and then y'all must go see that Sly Stone documentary. Woo. Man, go see that on there. I'm telling you, that was a good ass documentary on Sly Stone.
I'm sure of it.
He was a real creative genius, and that's where. And look, it's gonna scare you too. Sly Stone is on there. He had the whole documentary. Boom. The first person that come on there, D'Angelo. Crazy as shit.
I bet you it was him first.
He was the first person that spoke. He picked up a cigarette, lit that bitch, and nigga, you could have just felt spirit coming through. Go see that Sly Stone documentary. That shit'll shift your mind for real, boy. That shit had me shook. I was like, nah. And then the first thing D'Angelo said was, you know, geniuses are. I was like, I said, I know we in an illusion now, baby. Hell no, they all died that same year. Crazy. Andre 3000 was in that documentary. Very good geniuses that we see.
Yes, sir. Y'all make sure y'all go check it out when y'all get a chance. This was something that was intriguing, this story here. Bobby used to always say that you didn't become an adult until you turn to age 33, because that's when the spinal cord fully develops and your kundalini really starts to unlock itself on higher levels. So when they came out, scientists say that teenage years last until age 32, at least according to MRI scans. That's backing up what Bobby used to say with it. And in the Egyptian mystery, that the Egyptians didn't consider you an adult or a prime figure in the society unless you was 33 years of age. And then that becomes the central Masonic number, or the Jesus number when he passed away, or the 33 vertebrae of the spine, and etc. So I found that very interesting.
Yeah, you know, your medulla oblongata, the back of your spinal column, is the what you'll say the beginning stages of controlling your nervous system.
Right.
So essentially, that's all we're trying to do is get out of that fight or flight response, that sympathetic nervous system, and get into our parasympathetic nervous system, where we're more relaxed and calm and letting everything flow to us. But in this society, they try to pressurize us by inflation, you know, different struggles of the day, energy, distractions, and all of that stuff will keep us in running and chasing after something. But the real game is to slow down and become one with yourself. So, you know, that is a big deal. Our prefrontal lobe ain't even developed until like 28. You feel me? Especially with fellas. That's when I came into my consciousness, the dark night of the soul, 28. Yep. I'm 40 now. So at 28, you know what I'm saying, I started to realize, oh, wait a minute, I got to get away from these fuck niggas. You feel me? And I got to do something that will serve my greater good.
That's right. Yeah. I think I came a little bit early, around like 24, like right when I got out of school is when I really picked it up. And probably around 28 is when I started my YouTube and everything. So that's interesting. You started your journey at 28.
Yeah, well, I knew about Bobby at 18, like I said, in college, 18, 19. but I wasn't doing no work. That's the
Right,
thing.
right.
People think they're spiritual, but if you're not doing no work, you can just be bullshitting the whole time. So I didn't meditate. I didn't do absolutely nothing. I just knew stuff. And that's basically just the glamour. It's like ego masturbating. Essentially, once I got into the space of really applying, because all of this stuff is just about applying. Once I got into the space of applying, my world changed, my life changed, became free, entrepreneur, all of that other stuff. And it took some time, you know what I'm saying? I've been out of a job now for 6 years. And you know what I'm saying? Things are just coming to me just based off of me being in my power, in my zone. Like, you know, you gotta try all of this stuff, family. I can't make it up because that's how you get into your bag. What's today? We've been on this semen retention. Me and the Patreon fellas, we've been on this semen retention since November. And we've been transmuting our light and our energy. We're at 28 days. Well, I'm probably at like 37 days now. But you know what I'm saying? It's good to have spiritual practices. Another book y'all need to get, Self-Unfoldment by Disciplines of Realization, Manly P. Hall. This is a very good book, Self-Unfoldment by Disciplines of Realization, Manly P. Hall. Because again, if you don't have no discipline, then you're not spiritual. It don't matter how much information you know. That shit is some bullshit. You gotta be able to apply, and then the real gnosis or knowledge is knowing. Because once you put your feet in the grass, then you know what grounding is. You feel me? Just because you read it in a book doesn't mean you know it. Once you do the sun gazing, then you can have your own experience on aha and say, oh, every time I do sun gazing, my energy feels like this. You feel me?
Right.
So that's what the year of, or this age of Aquarius is about you doing the work. And that's the real information, the information you come out with, not something you read in a book.
Very, very true. Very, very true. Y'all, I hope y'all paid attention. Tell them the book one more time so they can get the book name. Manly P.
This
Hall.
book is called Self-Unfoldment by Disciplines of Realization, Manly P. Hall. Practical instructions in the philosophy of disciplined thinking and feeling. Because a lot of times people don't have no discipline in their walks of life. They're just kind of, you know what I'm saying? They're just kind of just saying, oh, I'm spiritual. Okay.
They just
What
wing
spiritual
it.
Yeah, what spiritual practices do you do? Well, I listen to Oni every day. Okay, bet. Oh, I listen to Drink. I listen to, like, nah, nigga, don't listen, do this stuff, and then see what happens.
That's right. That's a great advice. Great advice. You guys understand? It ain't just about listening. You gotta be doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's get into the Lovecraftian parts of it. That's the one thing I'll give to Bobby. He opened me up to the Lovecraftian universe and understanding what that is for us, or what the chaos is really us or our soul. And that's what they really fear, but they like to depict like the eldritch horror figure continuously in these patterns through cinematics and everything. So you got Welcome to Derry, which is all about a melanated family in Derry, Maine, going against the origins of who this Pennywise, the clown, or is his real primordial identity. They call him the Galoo, the native people, but he's really the Deadlights from the Prim in Stephen King's universe. Whenever you look at it, he's the king in yellow in the Lovecraft mythos. You look up King in Yellow. Yeah, the king. That's why his eyes is yellow.
Okay, nice.
And then you have your boy Vecna from Stranger Things, and the question was who would win a fight between Vecna and Pennywise? Who you think would win?
Man, well, they're because essentially they are the same kind of energy. And in that first episode of season 5 of Stranger Things, they told you straight out when they showed the book Wrinkle in Time. They said, oh, it's this it. So Stephen King used the it and them what are they called? The Barry brothers, Barter brothers that created Stranger Things.
The Duffer
They
Brothers.
use Duffer brothers. Yeah, they use the same concept called the it. And essentially, it is just basically going into the deeper recesses of your mind, which is your subconscious or the darkness or the hidden. So naturally, you know what I'm saying, it might seem fearful because you dealt with some traumas and things of that nature. So again, if you're going to be Ray J, you're going to run away from that self, right? But if you're going to be God, you got to go into them aspects that you don't want to see. You know what I'm saying? The darkness to come out with light. So who would win? Shit.
Yeah, who you picking?
Ooh, that's shit.
I think Pennywise wipes the floor with Vecna, because Pennywise Vecna is an interdimensional being. Pennywise,
right. He came,
is
yeah.
He comes from
but they both came from human origins, though.
No.
Because
Not Pennywise.
oh, he didn't. Okay.
No,
Because I thought it was one of them kids. I thought that's what they were showing us in this it.
No,
now.
he took
they're
on
not showing us that.
the
Okay.
kid that Pennywinkle. Pennywinkle is his daughter. He took on Bob Gray's form as his main form because he knew that clowns attract kids. But that's not.
Okay.
Yeah, he took that's a surrogate body. He pure chaos.
Yeah.
And that's why I give him the nod, because Vecna was a human who had psychic abilities.
Mm-hmm.
But Pennywise,
Vecna is definitely going to take the L because again, you know, he's a construct of 11, and 11 is just pure light. And then Vecna is going to be just the darkness aspect of that. But we're just seeing a show in Stranger Things of 11 and all the kid characters going through their trials and troubles as teenagers. You feel me? So it's just basically showing that kind of struggle in the aspect of dealing with bullying, dealing with insecurities, dealing with losing your childlike spirit, dealing with moving into the human or the grown-up stage. You feel me? Because all of it is just based off of losing yourself or losing your identity from a child state.
that's right.
So that childlike spirit is something that we all got to hold on to and keep with us. And essentially, as we get older, bills start coming, we lose that sense of adventure and play.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I got Pennywise because I'm dream wise and shit. That nigga kind of look like me. Shit.
Crazy.
Goofy in a bit, boy.
that is a tuning fork, that red thing going up his eyes. People don't know that. It's about frequency.
Exactly. And me and him got the same forehead. You see his forehead and mine. We goddamn see the edge up his back too. God damn, I might be Pennywise for real. I'm glad you said that, honey. I'm Pennywise now. Fuck it.
You got that damn Pennywise with that Yakub head.
Oh God! Well,
you see that goddamn head, boy?
Big ass noggin on my shit. I'm Pennywise, Dreamwise, Pennywise.
Tyreek would say that he got a tether hairline.
I think, and then he funny too. Yeah, that's me. Hell yeah,
he's very funny. Somebody asked that Bobby Hemmitt return. Bobby's not returning. People need to stop asking that question because the brother gave thousands of videos. He retired. QFC. I'm not getting on you. I'm just getting on the question that's asked: is he dead or is he returning? Bobby Hemmitt retired. Bobby Hemmitt is alive. He's well and alive. So,
yeah, we got to stop trying to kill off our brothers, and essentially just understand that if you want to get in contact with Bobby, go into the astral realms with him. You feel me?
Right.
And get that in like that.
So they was noticing that both actors that played Pennywise from the 90s to now look alike. Look like they almost clones or something like that. So that's
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was interesting. There's another fun fact. The kid Mike in Stranger Things.
Mike Hanlon,
he was actually in It, the first It movie as a kid. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, this universe thing is kind of, the Duffer Brothers and Stephen King. They might be in cahoots somehow. Oh shit, there go that forehead. God
We
damn.
gotta get into it, man. Now, what are they doing to my brother Lucas up in this Stranger Things, man? They why they got to get my brother hairline that and that fade top? That ain't it. That's
And I
diabolical.
know Netflix got money too, so I don't know why they putting this crop top Gumby on his head looking like goddamn a chia pet.
Right.
This
They had
nigga,
it right in season 4.
right,
Keep
that's
it
what
like
I'm
that.
saying. They had
Right.
him pressed. Now they got him off lopsided and shit. Got him feeling all kind of ways. God damn.
Man, they got my brother. I think they preparing to sacrifice the brother.
Oh shit.
Look at that damn hairline. I'm like, man, I hope they don't do nothing to Lucas. Going into that
I'll
next
tell
season.
you, we getting into the winter season and that hairline speaks sads. Like we got seasonal depression in this bitch. God damn.
God damn. Pennywise. Hey, Pennywise don't got nothing on that.
Man, that boy. And I think they had to do it for a particular reason. Nothing came to me yet. Anything came to you, Oni? Why they pulled off his hairline to make it look
What I
so?
said. I think it's a humiliation. Because
Maybe it's something with us melanated brothers and our hairline. You feel me? Because our ass, LeBron, you know what I'm saying? Like something about this edge up. Like my barber used to push me back, and I kept on going to them because of loyalty since I was going to them for 5. But if I would have switched up, nigga, I would have still had my hairline intact. But now I'm looking like goddamn Fred Sanford in this bitch.
A lot of that is astrology, by the way. I can look in your chart in the Vedic astrology. If you have too much sun in like your first 3 houses, if you have an abundance like a tricona or something of sun in your first couple of houses, then that means you got too much sun and it burns your hair away at an old age.
Oh God!
So a lot of people who have less hair is because they have too much sun, and that's what makes you go bald. A lot of people don't know that in Vedic astrology.
Oh wow, that's crazy. That's interesting. Yeah,
But it also fortifies your identity. You know who you are because the sun is identity. So you have a strong, you exert who you are more than your average person because you have those sun placements.
Are they calling you Unk yet, Ani?
Somebody tried to call me Unk on my post, and I was like, nah, bro, I'm not Unk yet. I'm still big bro. When I get to 40 is Unk. So you Unk Dreamwise.
I'm Unk now, huh? Yeah, damn. Yeah, damn. Yeah, I remember when I first had you on and you told me your age. I said, for real? I said,
yeah, a lot of people don't know. Yeah, I'm fairly young, guys.
Yeah,
I sound old though. Some people say I sound like I'm 45.
No, you got that old soul for sure. You can hear the wisdom and the lifetimes you've been down here, or the ancient understanding. Like you can't make that up. It's something you can't teach. It's not like you can teach it. It's just spirit coming out of you. So that's why I knew, like, oh yeah, he got that old soul, that old wisdom, that God energy. That you was meant to do this, Ani. You feel me? That's you right in your purpose, like crazy.
I'm Parnavasu in my rising in Vedic astrology. Parnavasu means return of the light.
Oh,
return of the light. That's literally what it means when you have that in it. So I definitely return, and it's Mercury. So communication and giving the knowledge back is
essential. Just imagine when you do get to Unk status.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna be super. I'm gonna be a super Unk.
You're gonna be like, you're gonna be out of here for real. Just keep going. And you know what I'm saying? Like you got to think, Bobby and them, like Panic started at 40.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he did.
They started at 40. So like starting like at your particular age, you know what I'm saying? And you've been in this thing for like 6-7 years now, teaching on YouTube. It's the sky's the limit. After a while, you're gonna be gone. You're like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be an OG Unk.
Yeah.
I turn 40, I'm gonna be already in the OG status, but already on at the same
And
time.
you're still gonna be young too, because niggas is still not gonna believe. They're gonna be like, damn, you 40. They're gonna be thinking like you 60 with the wisdom you have. You feel me?
They already do.
Yeah, and then that's funny because you don't look it, but like the wisdom that you do have is gonna be like, all right, this nigga can't be that young. Nah, it's just that's that energy, that energy.
Yeah, it's a part of it, but if we're gonna continue, I'm gonna continue with it. I'm not, slowing down no time soon, family.
Ashe.
But just speeding up some certain things. You were talking about Mike Hanlon, so this would be essentially Mike Hanlon's grandfather.
Oh wow.
And the purpose of him in Welcome to Derry, I remember Bobby used to talk about the amygdala. He said one of the main reasons why they get melanated people in lower positions or classes in society is because they have some type of fear factor. They've installed a fear program inside of us to make us fear to do certain things, knowing there's ramifications. But if we didn't have fear, then we would excel on very, very high levels. And the amygdala is the part of the brain that regulates fear. And I forgot his name, but the Hanlon in Welcome to Derry. Yeah, he had his amygdala removed in Vietnam because of something that happened. They haven't showed what happened yet, but something happened in Vietnam. He had his amygdala removed. So the government was recruiting a melanated man with no amygdala because they know Pennywise feeds off fear. So he can't fear Pennywise. So that's a perfect weapon for them to utilize to capture Pennywise. So that's what his character is.
Yeah, that's fly. And he's definitely part of this Pennywise or this It show that's going to be a big focal factor. Obviously is going to be one of the children, maybe his child, you feel me, that saves the day, but we shall see.
Right.
It all of it, because melanin touches the screen differently. So you need Black people on screens because again, people can feel it more, right? So we feel the sensation more when we see these Black actors. Think about the show Us and Them or Them. Yeah,
right.
You're gonna be able to feel it more and gravitate towards it more. So it's perfect. It's right in alignment. And then it's something about this. What era is that? The 70s, right? They keep on using the same era.
60s. Yeah, this 60s,
is 60s, 70s. They used it in Them. 60s era. Stranger Things is basically this. No, the Stranger Things is the 80s.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, but that prehistoric energy kind of pulls us in. Like we want to find out more. It's like a history.
I think Lovecraft Country was the 60s.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah. So yeah, they do use it. I said this is a rendition of Lovecraft Country because I mean you got the fear factor and the Lovecraftian aspect, but you've never seen a whole Black family, it's saying mother, father, son, or child, and they're well off and they're important to the storyline. You don't see that, too much. So there is a African director. His name something Osei Kufor, not the Osei Kufor that's on Facebook, but his name is Osei Kufor. But I think that's how he wanted to have it, or Stephen King wanted that as well to showcase that, or maybe the ancestors made him do it that way. So Taylor Page is the finest mother figure I've seen on screen in a while. Taylor Page is she's going to get a lot of roles from this TV series, I believe.
Yeah, and the 60s is an interesting time because there's still that Jim Crow understanding and all of that energy. So that was a kind of like a line of mixing melanated people with Caucasian people. So there's an element of fear there when we talk about race and the blending aspect of this thing. But as you can see, the children don't give one fuck about race.
Right.
They just in the mix like, hey, how are we going to figure this out today, Johnny? But you know, the grown-ups, they lose their childlike spirit, and they putting black men in jail. Oh, I can't date this white girl, or I can't have sex with her, I'm gonna get hung. It's like crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And they do have the racial aspect in there with the guy, you know, that was with the white woman and everything. So they have that dynamic, and they got to do something with it. But I think it's around. You'll figure out the reason why you see a turtle so much is another cosmic being named Maturin that is like the god of Stephen King's universe. So this is like God essentially in that universe, and Pennywise is his arch enemy. So I think you're going to see an appearance of the turtle, and you know how you got Turtle Island, you know, with the Moors and the connection with the turtle and everything. So that'll be interesting. Also, I see the dynamic with the Native Americans and with the melanated family. I think they're trying to tell us something right there. You know, and they're called the Turtle People. And yeah, that's the dead lights right there. That's what Pennywise really is. Those three lights, similar to what you see in a UFO phenomenon. Those three lights, that triangular UFO they try to present in a lot of these disclosed files and stuff like that. I think that the tractor beam and people who have the alien phenomenon experience is something government, I believe. I'm not saying that all of them are, but somebody put in the chat in Discord, they said they feel like the government are injecting people with psilocybin, or not psilocybin, with psychedelics or something like that. That was the whole LSD thing back when people were becoming hippies and they were getting away from racism. They were just being happy, and they had to put an end to that. So they started the abductions of taking people and making them feel like aliens were bending people over and fucking them in the butt or something like that. Yeah. So I think that's government.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think one of them psilocybin or plant medicines, they're coming after heavy, saying, hey, these people went over and transitioned from it. Which plant medicine is that? You remember? I seen a story on it. So somebody transitioned on it, so it's kind of like they're trying to keep you away from it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We know that a lot of this stuff is, you know, with, you know, we can't say the word on here, but you know that jab thing, right?
Yeah.
And when you see these stories on it, it's like, dog, what? This person did what to his wife? And he just, you know what I'm saying? The emotional disturbance in people. It's almost like mind blowing to see some of these stories. And you be like, he did what? Crazy,
right? Man. Yeah, man, I'm not surprised. I've been seeing
you just see some off the wall stories. This person
I've been
came
seeing
over.
it, man. Like that dude that died for the NFL, the Marcus Nealon dude.
Yeah,
that was the most blatant thing. And he had just scored a touchdown. You didn't even know who this guy was. He scored a touchdown for his first time starting in an NFL game, and then he dies the next day. And I noticed he died. He wore the number 94. He died 94 days for the Super Bowl, and the season started on 9/4. So these instances aren't all universally conducive to things just happening randomly.
Nature, right? Because you know they might have triggers with what people signed up for in the jab thing, and them triggers might, you know, make you move in a particular way, which you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that did partake in that fast, that's all I can say. Just try to do a fast, because you know what I'm saying, you might think you're in your one state of mind, but then all of a sudden you catch yourself on the highway driving butt naked fast.
Right.
You'd be like, damn, wait, that wasn't me. And then you hear the stories and you'd be like, I don't know what I was doing. I'm like, hey, you know,
you ain't
maybe
lying.
you gotta take that. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't lying at all.
Some of these people, even the celebrities that took it, you know, there's something off or something that's not doesn't sound sometimes. They feel they just look out of place, you feel me, or something might be thrown off. So it's an interesting dynamic, man, and you know, just keep an eye out for all of that stuff.
Yeah, right. We're about to get ready to close out. I'm gonna open up. We got about 10-15 minutes. I'm gonna play this video with Bobby for Bobby. Then I'm gonna open up. I've already put the link in the chat for you guys to come up. So we want to have guests come up to share their thoughts on Bobby. Let's keep it limited to about a minute, so we don't go too deep over time. And while I play this video, you guys can come in the guest speaker or the area on StreamYard, and I'll bring you up after I play this last video. What the hell going on?
Now at last, on this world, vengeance shall be mine.
So, and then some people, you know, they heard that Horus was Jesus and all this kind of thing here, and they just settled at that and stuff. You see what I'm saying? And to the point where they didn't know what Horus did, so they went on back worshiping Jesus. And Horus, the Messiah Horus, got more in common with the damn devil than the damn Jesus thing here and all, because what's coming back, this motherfucker here is straight up horrible. And they say that in the ancient world, when they talk about Kali and all, they say most terrible God, most terrible God. So what's coming back here is pure vicious. This Labrador character will bite off the heads of your babies. And that's going to be sublime. Why? I'll give you the example why. When they come back, everything that you love dearly going to be destroyed. Why? Think about it. I'm going to show you what this is. And this is one of the great secrets known that most people can't ponder. That's why we got a lot of confusion going on, or why stuff has to be. And that's why we always come back to a religious background and try to be righteous. Now look at this shit here. You know how the Native Americans was on this land, and then the white man came and took their land over and stuff like that, and took up residency in something that was here before them that is not theirs. Well, it's the same as that there was a bunch of entities that used to rule, and humanity came and took over these motherfuckers' dimension. And now these motherfuckers is coming back to seize their dimension and kill humanity. There's only one damn mystery to that. Guess who these people are? Your soul. Your soul used to set up residency here, and it got covered over with a motherfucking ego entity that covered it over and started damn intruding on their particular civilization and entrapped them with inside of its being. And now that soul is getting ready to come back to kill the human spirit, because humanity is a fucking intruder on another entity that used to be here before here, but you just don't know it's your soul. That's some powerful, badass shit.
I'm going to play this last one.
Myself. In which case, I would simply clone you.
And raise the children. Myself.
And so I offer you a choice. Remain an intelligent, living being, or real bleeders. Do you accept my offer, Doctor?
I accept your challenge.
I'm glad I won't have to absorb you. I would have missed your conversation.
Yeah, I was a great mother, and that I forgot what video game that was, but shout out to Adam Osiris. If you guys want more clips like that, there's a guy on Instagram named Adam, and put Osiris at the end. He prepares those Bobby Hemmitt clips in that type of order that he does it. Nice. Let me see if nobody's up in here. So I guess we're going to close out. You have any last thoughts before we get up out of here, Dreamwise?
When we talk about Kali, you know, because I don't want people to mistake in what's happening. You're in a process or in what people like to call a school, this earth thing. So with this Kali energy, it's not necessarily evil. It's just an aspect of something that you got to go through, which is basically destruction or destroying the world. And that's an important aspect in our journey to become free again, to become our soul being again. And essentially, they tried to manipulate the Kali energy with Cardi B. You know, remember they had Cardi as Kali, and they tried to, you know, stamp her in that particular lane. Because again, that energy is purity. You know what I'm saying? You got to destroy in order to rebuild and become anew. So I want to just give the family the understanding of that completely. Like, as we go through this alchemical purification process, putrefaction process, just understand that it's not going to be scary. It's actually a divine mission to God.
That's absolutely what it is. Yeah, Bobby
Because
Hemmitt. I
you
don't know
see
why.
the Ani today, you're not going to recognize Ani from 16, right? The Ani today is a Godhead Ani.
Right,
Ani at
right.
15, 16 was, you know what I'm saying, a football player or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
You
I was
know what I'm
out there
saying?
hitting them
A
hard.
gentleman
Even.
of leisure and shit.
Right.
Pimping Ken or whatever, you feel me? And that's the same thing with Tariq. I don't be judging him on that, even though I seen how smooth and swiftly he did it.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. And they went from pimp to, and it wasn't really pimping. He was just really teaching the boys how to, you know, get in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
game.
yeah. It was no pimp. See, macking isn't pimping. Macking is when you perform. You could do sexual favors, or you can do favors for a woman for money. So it's the reverse of pimping, is what macking is.
Mm-hmm.
Pimping is having a whole, that's that iceberg baby type thing. So they can take things from iceberg baby and apply it. And that's what his teacher, because he had a teacher too, named Rosebud. He was like a pimp in the Oakland, in that Cali area, that taught Tyreek the game. And that's why he wrote his books and everything. But he turned it into macking, and he was smart. He marketed it. He took his image and he marketed it. And a lot of problem with the diaspora wars right now is that people got too comfortable to what the illusion or simulation was. I like what Tyreek doing because he represents a chaos factor. He's shaking things up. We're getting uncomfortable. People starting to see that the uncomfortable, the veil is dropping. There has to be a change, and out of the change, there will be order. So I don't support 100% of anything anybody says.
Right, right.
I like and love the dang, people blowing me up. What it represents right now for melanated.
No, I get what you're saying, because Tariq is an outlier. He was the first one basically streaming, like back in the day when he was doing all them teaching guys how to be more thorough. He was on there for hours, an hour at a time, really getting guys to the proper game and the proper mechanism to become, you know, their true authentic self. Because essentially what he was saying was stop running and don't lie and be and stand up for yourself. Essentially, that's what he was saying. Stop being simpish. You feel me? And you know, a lot of that stuff happens over time if the black male is not in the home. So Tariq wasn't necessarily evil in that particular time to give guys a certain stairway or a gateway to bring back this masculine energy. You feel me? So it just looks different, right? But it's all spiritual gnosis at the end of the day.
And that's another thing. Talking spiritual gnosis, Tyreek was the only one that put Bobby Hemmitt up in an institution, even though people calling it a club. But it's a nice place. It costs it is worth over $1 million. But he needs to build on it. He definitely needs to build on
James Smalls. He said he put Bobby in there. I was like, oh shit, okay, that's fly.
He has a bus, and I recommended that. People don't know I was in there because I put money towards I put money towards a lot of things, and I said that you need to put Bobby in there. And I remember after I said that, he was like, "Yeah, we need to do something for Bobby. That's a good recommendation right there." And he has a whole little thing for Bobby. He's paid for 2 master teachers' funerals. There ain't a lot of people that can say that they did that.
Who? Francis Chris Russell and somebody
was
else.
It Yosef Ben Yakinen?
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, Yosef Ben Yakinen. He paid for Francis Chris Russell, and they didn't have no money. They didn't have no money, and that's why I tell people, like, a lot of these master teachers ended up with no money, and that's sad from our community. And that's what Pan-Africanism, because they were very strong Pan-Africanists. That's what how he's projecting it. That's what Pan-Africanism gets you. A lot of these people ended up broke, and they gave out so much. So they gave out so much to these continents.
He came at James Falls. He said, "I don't know, that African tour money drying up."
Yeah, drying up. I love Professor James. I love Professor James Falls. I love what his mind is what Godfather of Harlem. He's the main person that.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah.
That's from James Small's mind, but he tripping. Not seeing, when the young gods come forward, and that's another thing about Tyreek. Tyreek is creating a spiritual system. That's what Bobby said we needed to do. That's why I did NAGAPATHU. He's doing Majara. Majara is a spiritual system of Black Americans. Bobby said that each and every one of us need to create a new spiritual gnosis, not from under E5, from things from thousands of years ago. We need to create a new philosophy. I'll give him credit to that. He did Majara.
Oh, okay. I didn't know nothing about that. That's good.
You never heard of Majara?
No, I didn't know Tariq was creating a spiritual system. That's good, because that's what people need. They need some groundwork. So, you know what I'm saying? If he's moving into that lane now, instead of the history, more so of the mystery, then that's good, because that makes sense. Like, after we understand the history, now what? And
now what?
Now move into the mystery. Don't worry, he's gonna get there. He's still young in the game, so eventually he's gonna have you on a DVD on him for a fact. And you're gonna be saying,
a lot of people know Tyreek is old. Tyreek is like
he's 60. He gotta be, he's up there.
He like Bobby age.
He like Bobby age, but he's still doing these documentaries. So eventually what's going to happen is, especially closer to his transitional stage, he's going to be like, all right, I got to figure out this other side. And that's going to propel him to go research and search the Dreamwise, the Bobby Hemmitts, the Panics, the Anis, and stuff like that, so he can understand the mystery side, because he's still just heavy on the history.
Oh no, make no mistake. You see, y'all don't talk to Tyreek behind the scenes. Tyreek knows about that.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
He used to joke about it.
I haven't seen him. Yeah. That's good.
He jokes about it because he knows. See, Tyreek came up in the streets in LA. So saying Kundalini is kind of funny. You know that coming from the street.
Yeah.
Saying Kundalini is funny. So he kind of jokes, but if you listen to a Tyreek broadcast, he is going to get spiritual at some point. He'll ask, can I get spiritual real quick? When he was talking about the fade in the water, when he was saying the ancestors came out of the water and got on them brothers, that young brother that swam, and he swam to shore, and he helped that old guy that was getting jumped by the white people.
Oh, yeah.
He was talking about how the ancestors. He'll get spiritual real quick on, but he makes the difference between him and us. People like that, they're not going to go into what they call it woo. They're not going to go into the woo side. We explain the physics behind what the woo is. Their job is to present it hand wrapped for people, so it doesn't get too unrelatable. So Tyree, he gonna bite his tongue on that. He ain't gonna go too far left with that. He gonna keep it right in the middle. because that's just how he came up in the streets, and that's how his stilo is, you know. So
yeah, everybody got a position on here, huh?
Yeah, we got our work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we doing an excellent job over here, and you guys are doing an excellent job, because wherever you are that Bobby Hemmitt where you at. They're gonna go Dreamwise wherever you are. They're gonna go call you up. I got somebody calling me right now trying to get some information. You know, they're gonna look to us for that, and everyone who does this type work, you're a representative of that where you are. And there's another paradigm of people doing other things. Somebody helping somebody with some credit. You know, we need some help with some credit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The Yakis of the word, the 19 Keys and all of them brothers. You know, we need these different lanes of ideas and thoughts to create the whole.
Right. We need to get together more, though. We do need to get together more.
Oh, yeah.
I've noticed that it's been a shift from us, not just me and you. I'm saying that in general. Like, we need to get our podcast together and do certain things at certain times. That'll be very, very beneficial for everybody.
Absolutely. And it's always fun, and it's always a pleasure, Ani, because you know what I'm saying, it's just we got to build with like-minded individuals, and who else we gonna build with?
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
yes, sir. Hey, man, I appreciate you so much for coming on here, guy. Man, you stuck it through me. We did go over a little bit of time. Then we did about almost 2.5. It was well needed. Everyone's saying they loved it. I've seen people in the chat. We still going. So let them know where they can find you, brother, and you know, put a stamp on some things so they can look you up and get.
Yes,
get
sir.
some
Just put in Dreamwise on YouTube, and you'll find me there, baby. Go down, Dreamwise.
Dreamwise. What about your Patreon?
Patreon, Dreamwise, yeah.
Patreon.com/Dreamwise, everybody. You guys know where to find me. Y'all know, go to patreon.com/THE_spiritual shade room. Somebody said they subscribed to both of us. Marco Power. Shout out to Marco. And follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Anio Saru or the Spiritual Shade Room. Get more information. I'm gonna see you guys. I might come back this week. Don't be surprised if I come back real quick. But we need to get the information out. But I appreciate you, Dreamwise, and let's keep getting to it, brother. All love, man.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace, family. See you guys next time.